Hey everybody, glad to have everybody with us today for our webinar on our Centricity citizen reporting tool, which is an application that we have developed that works with Cityworks asset management system. So if you're a Cityworks user and you want to engage your citizens to be able to submit service requests directly to your Cityworks using a nice, clean, non-cluttered interface. That's what we have built. We have it's live in several locations, and we're getting a lot of other cities that are using Cityworks, and they are beginning to use our citizen reporting tool as well. So we're glad that everybody is here. After this webinar is over, we will share this screen sharing or this webinar via email to everybody who was on the webinar, so that you have a record of the webinar so that you can watch it later and reach out to us and ask any questions. We'll also send out a handout to you later that has more information about the citizen reporting app that we have as well, that we're going to be demoing today. So welcome everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll answer those questions. We may hold them off until the end, but we're excited to demo our citizen reporting tool to you today. So the first thing that I'd like to talk about is a little bit about Centricity. Take about 1 minute here and talk about Centricity and who we are and where we're at. So we are a Cityworks authorized business partner. We have many years of Cityworks experience. My background actually is I came from Cityworks. I worked with Cityworks for many years, started in 2003. And then in 2017, I started Centricity GIS. And now we have grown to where we have a staff of full-time Centricity developers, staff of project managers, product managers, and we focus on Cityworks and Cityworks related implementations and software that ties Cityworks into other systems, such as the citizen reporter that we're looking at today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So our Centricity citizen reporter is built upon the Cityworks APIs for the service request APIs. So if you have the service request API license from Cityworks, great, you're good to go. You can then bolt on our citizen reporter on our licensing side, and you're good to go. If you don't have the Cityworks service request API, that is a requirement that would need to be put into place before you begin to use our citizen reporting tool. And so that is one of the things that you would need, a kind of a prerequisite, is a Cityworks service request API license to be able to use our citizen reporting tool. So that's just kind of a few things that you need to have in place before you get everything rolling with us on our citizen reporting app. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my my camera so that we can focus on the tool itself. So I'm going to stop my camera and be able to just look at the screen. And here in this citizen reporting tool that we have, it's our demo site that we have set up. But you'll notice when you come in, you can either sign up for a new account, you can log in, or you can continue anonymously. Now, if they continue anonymously, they're not going to be able to log back in and check the status of their requests that they submit to the city. But if you click on login, it will allow you to log in either with an account that you previously set up. You can log in with your Google account, or you can log in with your Facebook account. So I'm going to log in with my Google account. Now you can't see it because I'm only sharing this one screen, but I'm logging in with my Gmail account to be able to authenticate. And then once I've logged in with my Google account, you'll notice that it will just pass me on through into our main Cityworks screen. So I noticed a few others have joined in. Welcome everybody. So here in our once we've authenticated using our Google account in this instance, we're able to see and see who we're logged in as. We can view any existing reported issues that we may have already reported, or we can report a new issue. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, and you'll notice at the bottom as well that you can log out, but I'm going to report a new issue. And when I report a new issue, it will come in and it will allow you to view a map, and we can connect to your ArcGIS base map. Whatever map service that you're using, we can connect to that. We're using an Esri base map to be able to go in here and find a location. Now, if you zoom in on your and selected an address, it would reverse geocode for you and put your address in, or you could use your current location. So if they're standing outside of their house or down the street from their house and they use their current location, it would then use their location and put in the address that matches with their current location. In this case, I'm going to go to my map. I'm going to select on my map an address, and you'll notice that it reverse geocodes and puts in the address of my map for me. If I scroll down, I can then add in a picture of what the report or the problem that I'm reporting is. So if I can either use my camera, I can use a gallery, or I can cancel. I'm going to use a gallery, and I know I saved a picture on my I'm on my computer. So I'm going to go to my computer and I put in a, let's see, I know I have a tree, down tree. This is the one I want. I select the tree, or if I were using my phone, I could take a picture with my phone and it would grab that picture, and I can add multiple images to my service request. And then I can come in and I can describe my issue. Now we can enable it so that it uses AI to go and take, based off of that picture that we took or we uploaded, it would go through your service request list and determine what your problem is. So in this case, I'm going to say it's a parks issue. It's a fallen tree. Now, if the AI was enabled, it would jump right to the tree section and say, well, what type of problem are you reporting with the tree? So once you've selected your fallen tree, you can see that that's your description that you've selected. You could change it if you need to, if you made a mistake. And then you can leave a description of what the problem is. So here we're going to say tree down in street. And then if you have questions and answers set up in Cityworks, it will prompt them to answer those questions and answers that were set up in your Cityworks problem code hierarchy. So was the tree caused by a wind or a storm? Yes or no? And then because I logged in using my Google account, it puts in my name and first name and last name and my email address, and then they could put in their phone number as well. And then once I've got to this point, that's the end of my request, and I simply click submit. And once I submit, it will go through, add it to my Cityworks, and it'll give you a thank you screen. And then you can have, based off of your questions and answers, any instructions that you have set up in Cityworks will also show up to display at the end of giving the citizen who's reporting the problem any of the instructions that came over from Cityworks. Now, you'll also notice that you can either return to your main screen, or you can create a new one if they needed to or wanted to create multiple service requests. If they click return, it takes them back to their main screen. Now here they can either log out when they're done, create a new one, or if they click on view reported issues, they can come in and see any of the issues that they may have created in the past. So maybe they want to see everything that's open and started and done today. They put in the dates. They could do a date range as well if they wanted. So if we can come in and say, oh, I can't remember exactly, but I know it was one of these 3 dates. And then there's the request that I had created. And now this is showing any that are open within that date range. So there's a little query tool that the end users can put in to find the requests that they have submitted. Now, if they come in here and click on the one that they have created, they can see the service request number, the status, the location, any description information. They can add additional comments too. More comments. And they can continue to add comments. They're able to see the other information that they also had put in to report the issue with the service request. Now, the other thing that they can do is once they've submitted this problem, they can go. It's then put into Cityworks, and you're able to log into Cityworks and see any of these issues that may have been reported to the city. So you're able to come in and see that information that that they've reported. Now, once it's submitted into Cityworks, you can reference the ID number 133323 to be able to determine look at it in Cityworks. Now, there's a couple of things that happen in Cityworks. So I'm going to, over on this other tab, I'm going to jump in and find this service request in Cityworks. So give me 1 second while I pull it up. So I'm going to change my screen share to share a different screen. And here we go. Here is the service request that I created from my citizen reporting tool. You'll notice it puts in the address for me, city, state, zip. It puts in all of my Cityworks information. You'll notice I have comments here too. So the comments are coming from the app, and it's saying who made those comments. And I can see the caller information as well. So if I come in here to my Cityworks service request, I can view the caller's information. I can see the phone number that was reported. I could see the email address. I can see any other reported issues that this caller has called in about as well. So once it's submitted to the city, then you pick up in Cityworks where you normally would handle your normal day-to-day service request activities. Now, there are a few things that are unique that you're able to do. One thing that is unique and is unique in our app is you can come in and I can add a comment from Cityworks back to the citizen. So if I type in the word public, and then I come in here and I can say, we are working on this and it should be completed today. So I can leave a comment and save that comment. I can see the comment that I made. I can see the picture that was uploaded. You'll notice that here as well. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to share my other screen, back to my citizen reporting tool. And I'm going to open that back up. Now, again, you'll notice I'm resizing my screen because how our tool works is it's an HTML5 application so that you don't have to download it from the App Store. It uses any browser, any computer. So there's no, you don't get version locked on a certain app version or a certain iOS version or Android version of your application. So I'm going to go back in here and find this service request that I had created. You'll notice now when I open it back up that from Cityworks, that comment that I made, we are working on this, should be completed today, came back over from Cityworks, but only the comments from Cityworks that I tag as public colon will go back to the application, so that if the person who submitted the application comes back in, they can see those comments that were created and made by whoever I was logged into Cityworks on the back end. So you're able to have a communication link from the app and then Cityworks, so you don't have to pull up and call them. You don't have to send them an email. You can do it all from Cityworks back to the end user. The nice thing about our application as well is because it's very Cityworks centric, meaning that any of the Cityworks built-in functions that you can do in Cityworks, such as email templates and dashboards, any of that stuff, because it is heavily linked to Cityworks, we can create the email triggers to send off an email anytime a new comment is added that is tagged with public, or when a status update in the service request takes place. We can have that, and that's all built in Cityworks functionality, so you don't have to code it or build it into the citizen reporting app. We piggyback off of very heavily the Cityworks existing functionality that you're used to using already. And that includes dashboards, email functionality, print templates, email templates. Any of that is built into Cityworks, can be utilized to trigger off different events from our citizen reporting app. Now you can come back and you can go back into, you can do a search for months worth of, maybe I started, I want to look clear back to the first of the year to today's current date and see any existing service requests that I may have created during that time period. So it's not, you're not limited to 1 day, 1 week. You can go back in and see that big query of dates that you may want to pull back any requests that the end user, which would be the citizen, had submitted to the city using the Centricity application. So now getting back to your main screen, you can either log in, log out, or continue anonymously to be able to submit these requests. Another thing that we can do, and we do very heavily, is we can brand it to your city's requirements. So we have a city that's using it, and I'll go to their requirements that they have. And maybe, give me 1 second here. Got the wrong URL. But we can brand and put in the city's logo to be able to have the city's logo, and when you log in, have custom wording. Like one city we have has the words underneath there: if this is an emergency, call 911. So any custom branding, any custom notifications that you need or want to have to display to the end users, we can put that in. But the one thing that we feel differentiates our citizen reporting app from other citizen engagement apps is we're not bloated. We don't have all this other peripheral stuff to confuse your users. We purposefully meant it to be streamlined, clean, nice, easy, user-friendly interface so that they don't get overburdened or overcome by too many things going on their screen. We made it so that it's mobile friendly, and you don't have to download an app. You don't have to figure out which app is the right app. You link to it. Most of the cities that we work with link to it directly from their city's app or their city's website, so that when they launch it, it pulls it up. Either they're on a mobile phone and it fits to their mobile phone screen size without any problems. Because it is a HTML5 based app, it's going to resize to your screen easily and not have any problems displaying the information. So that's our app in a quick nutshell. Are there any questions that anybody has? I'm monitoring the chat to see if anybody has any questions. Great. If there's not any questions, if you have any questions or would like to schedule a more in-depth demo with your organization, please feel free to reach out to me. You can call me directly. My phone number is 801-376-8160, or you can email me at bwright, BWRIGHT, at centricitygis.com. And we're happy to schedule a demo or give you any pricing that you, or answer any other questions that you may have. I'll also put in the chat my contact information so that you can see it in the chat, phone number and email address in the chat. And our website, I'll put our website in there as well. So if you have any questions, we're happy to answer and do another demo for you. I'll send this out to those who are on this meeting or on this webinar that would like to have a copy to be able to watch it at a later time as well. So thank you everybody who attended. I know we ended a few minutes early, but happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right, thanks everybody.